Hey, what's up guys? This is Stephen here, and I wanted to shoot my third and final comparison video with these three different communities, and that is all in Peoria, Arizona. The first community is called Aloravita, the second one is called Northpointe, and the third one is called Rancho Cabrillo. And you're probably wondering what these letters stand for. So the L stands for location, so we're going to go through each of the locations where the communities are. S is for size. A is amenities. P is for the, I'm forgetting. It's for the price, price. And then F is fees, okay? So we're gonna go through each one of those. All right, and keep in mind, this is all based on my opinion, right? So you might have a different opinion than me. I might give you a different variation of each one, just to see what fits for you. And before I get started though, odds are if you're watching this video, you're probably looking to buy in the area. I'm really easy to get a hold of. My number is actually in the text description of this video, so feel free to reach out to me if you want to schedule a viewing of maybe one of these communities, or if you're looking for new builds. All right, so location. So as far as location is concerned, in my opinion, location comes down to its proximity to amenities, but also its proximity to getting places faster in the valley, right? When it comes to convenience. And what I'm gonna do is give the location to Aloravita. Reason being is because Aloravita is gonna have more access to highways that are gonna have access to other parts of the valley, right? Whereas, let's say Rancho Cabrillo, you're gonna have access to the 303, but the 303 only has access to, two other highways essentially, and that's the 17, the I-17, and the I-10, right? So you're essentially gonna be following along this curve to get to either one of those major highways. Otherwise, you have to go through other smaller roads, right, to get to different locations if you're trying to get more central. Whereas at Northpointe, when it comes to location, that community is just tucked way back into a mountain range, and just to get to a highway is about almost a 20-minute commute just to get to a highway. All right, so that's why I give Aloravita the winner when it comes to location. Now, size. Size, I'm just looking at basically what the biggest size, what the biggest location is, right? And so size, I'm actually gonna give to Northpointe. Reason being is because they have about 3,200 homes being developed, and there's just miles and miles of road that still needs to be built. So who knows exactly how big that community is gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be a big community. And that's just because it's like I said, it's tucked back into the mountains. So they have to build out all their amenities and all that good stuff. Aloravita would probably be second on that list just because you're looking at about 1,200 homes. And then Rancho Cabrillo is going to be third just because, you're looking at 500 to 700 homes as far as that community is concerned, right? So anyway, size is going to go to Northpointe. All right, now the third one, amenities. Now when it comes to amenities, I'm not really looking at proximity to amenities, but what is actually right in that location. So I guess technically proximity, but what's included within that location. Amenities can be anything, right? Let's say there's amenities that they're like 2 miles away, right? That's not far, but that wouldn't be part of that community, if that makes sense. So when it comes to amenities, I'm actually gonna give that to Northpointe. And the reason being is because their amenities are, they're trying to build this resort style community, right? Whereas Rancho Cabrillo is going to be a little more family oriented. You're just looking at maybe some green belts and some parks. Aloravita, kind of similar, maybe a little better as far as the green belts and the parks is concerned. Maybe some water features, that kind of deal. But Northpointe's definitely going for that resort style amenities, right? Because the reason being is, a lot of people were kind of retiring to that community. Don't get me wrong, there are some young families that also are moving to that community, but This Northpointe community is definitely something that's geared towards people who are just, they're done working, or they just want to maybe downsize, or whatever the case may be, right? All right, now, so price, I'm actually going to give price to Rancho Cabrillo. Reason being is because Rancho Cabrillo, you're looking at properties that possibly in the 400 range, right? On the low end. High end, maybe 600, okay? I know there's some communities, especially with Scott Homes, that builder there, they might be looking at properties maybe in the 700s. But your Northpointe and your Aloravita, you're looking at probably 500 plus as far as the price is concerned. So that's the reason I give Rancho Cabrillo the winner when it comes to price, because if you're a first-time home buyer, that community might be a fit for you. And now fees, I'm also going to give that to Rancho Cabrillo. Now when it comes to fees, the most expensive one is going to be Northpointe. Reason being is because of those resort style amenities that they build into the actual community. So yeah, that kind of gives you an idea. Now I know I have 2 different check marks in Northpointe, and I have 2 different check marks in Rancho Cabrillo, and I have 1 for Aloravita. But I'm going to give you my personal winner of all 3 of these communities, and give you the reason why I gave it a W, so to speak. And the winner for these 3 communities is actually going to be Aloravita. And here's my reason. I am looking at more of, I'm looking at its proximity from everything, right? Not just that part of the valley, but let's say commuting distance from Central Phoenix, right? Or commuting distance from Scottsdale, or to Scottsdale, right? And to Central Phoenix, correction. Maybe it's commute time to Glendale, right? Because Glendale is just a little further south from Peoria, right? Aloravita is really going to take the cake with all the 3 of those communities, just because it's convenience and location, right? Not to mention, I mean, it's still family oriented. It's kind of in between these 2 when it comes to amenities. You're gonna have the trailhead right there, which is great, some great hiking, mountains. And you're gonna also get that with Northpointe because it's tucked back into mountain ranges. Rancho Cabrillo, not so much. There are some mountains out there, but it's not gonna be as close as Aloravita or Northpointe. So I like the middle ground, and Aloravita is middle ground when it comes to affordability and location and everything beside it, right? There's a Safeway within 5 minutes of that community. So that's the reason why I give Aloravita the W. Your personal situation, you might be retiring, you might be downsizing, you might be like, I want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city life, that kind of deal. Northpointe might be for you, right? If you're a first-time home buyer, you're like, I want to buy something with a budget, Rancho Cabrillo might be for you, right? Where my personal life is, we're probably going to look to upsize. We're probably going to look for a bigger house, with a den, 3 or 4 bedrooms, that kind of deal. Aloravita might be a good fit for us because there's some lots within that Aloravita community that are kind of a 1/4 acre, or maybe a little bigger, right? And that's kind of hard to come by when it comes to new builds. So another thing to mention is Northpointe. It's a little elevated when it comes to the rest of the valley. So if you're looking for something that's a little more scenic and you can see from your backyard, Northpointe might be a good fit for you. Not to mention, I know there are some builders in there that are offering up to $40,000 or more just for incentives when it comes to closing costs and buying down your rate. So I've had buyers get their rate as low as 3.99%, right? So anyway, that's my 2 cents on all 3 of these communities. Aloravita is the winner in my eyes. Hope you enjoyed this information. Like I said, it's really easy to get in contact with me. My number is 480-331-3578. Hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.